Hey everyone, things are really shaping up perfectly for us XRP holders. I want to share some insights from a few different XRP chart analysts, including one who's saying XRP is right on track. And trust me, what he's pointing out is pretty exciting. We've been in consolidation mode for a while now, but when you look at how XRP has performed in the past, especially during the epic 2017 bull run, absolutely, I think there's plenty of reason to be optimistic here. In case you missed it, and I actually shared a video about this as soon as the news dropped. The lawsuit is officially over, folks. Technically, it wrapped up a while ago, but the appeal process was still hanging over everything until now. This afternoon, Brad Garlinghouse announced that they're withdrawing their appeal against the SEC, and the SEC is doing the same. It's done, finally. As for XRP, well, it saw a bit of a bump after the news, though nothing too wild, at least at the time I'm saying this. But hey, that's totally okay. This is still a major win. If XRP isn't going crazy right now and there's no big news driving it, but it's still climbing like crazy, then maybe I'm just missing something because, hey, I'm not a time traveler. Honestly, I'd be a little surprised if it kept running purely on this alone. Don't get me wrong, I'd love it and I definitely celebrate, but at this point, it feels pretty clear that the status of XRP is already baked into the price. Think about it. On XRP's big victory day, July 13th, 2023, nobody could predict for sure what would happen or when. That's why the price skyrocketed then. But today, even though the whole thing is officially resolved, we're not seeing a huge price jump. Why? I think people just get it now. XRP is rock solid from a legal standpoint, and adoption is already happening everywhere. So maybe it just doesn't matter as much anymore. If you're serious about XRP or any crypto trading, here's your power move. Sign up to Bybit using my exclusive link below. Not only do you get a welcome bonus, but you'll also help support the channel so we can keep bringing you top tier XRP insights before anyone else. It takes 30 seconds, no KYC for spot trading, and you can deposit XRP directly. It's smooth, fast, and secure. Check that link below and get started now. Don't miss out on those trading bonuses while they last. All right, let's dive into some interesting stuff here. But before we go any further, I want to be upfront with you. I don't have a financial background and nothing I say should be taken as financial advice. Seriously, don't go buying or selling anything based on what I say or write. I'm just a crypto enthusiast who loves making YouTube videos for fun. This is purely a hobby for me, and I'm here to share my thoughts, not give professional advice. Now, as I'm recording this, XRP is sitting at $2.14 and Bitcoin, a whopping $107,301. Most of the market is looking all right, up just a little with a tiny bit of green here and there. But overall, things have been mostly moving sideways over the past 24 hours. That's not going to last forever, though. More on that in just a second. I wanted to share a great post from Nate Garachi, the president of the ETF store. Last night, he posted something that really stood out. Stocks are right back near record highs. I was told Trump's tariffs would mark the end of American exceptionalism. Then I was told to brace for a massive credit event. After that, it was World War III. Turns out nobody knows anything. Such a good reminder that predicting the future is never as straightforward as it seems. What are your thoughts? Well, here's the thing. Some people had a sense of what might happen. I mean, we can't ever know for sure how things will play out, but it wasn't exactly surprising given how much Trump reacts in real time to what's happening. It was pretty easy to see that if things weren't going his way, he'd pivot however he needed to keep the markets from crashing. That was always kind of obvious and honestly a bit ridiculous. As for the geopolitical stuff and all the talk of World War III, it's a similar story. I don't want to get too deep into it, but when it comes to how this affects the markets, Trump's perspective really hasn't changed. He's been saying the same things about these issues for decades, long before he even announced his run for president. He's been so consistent. How could anyone think he'd let us end up with boots on the ground under these circumstances? It's just nonsense, plain and simple, and honestly a huge overreaction. I never believed any of that stuff. If you've been following me this year, you know I've been saying this all along. The mainstream media narrative just didn't add up. It wasn't logical, and you could see that if you took a step back and thought it through. It's all about using your brain. It simply didn't make sense. Good morning from the blockchain backer. Exciting updates today. S&P 500 and NASDAQ are hitting all-time highs, while the Dow Jones has cleared the 886 retrace. Gold is looking a bit weak, but Coinbase smashed past its December high to reach a new all-time high. Bitcoin ABC is wrapped up, and yet you're still not bullish enough on your altcoins. All right, folks, let me tell you, when the blockchain backer starts posting, you know it's worth paying attention. He doesn't post like that often, but when he does, he means business. And honestly, he's got a point. Right now, we're seeing the S&P 500 hit new all-time highs, the NASDAQ reaching new all-time highs, and naturally, you'd expect to see gold showing some weakness in this kind of market. But hang tight for a second. Why do people buy gold in the first place? The narrative has always been that gold is the go-to investment in times of chaos, right? A hedge against uncertainty. But let's be real. Doesn't it seem like the market is leaning more and more into a risk-on mindset? It's pretty clear, isn't it? Here's the thing. He's absolutely right. There's a lot coming together here, and Coinbase is a big part of it. Like he's been saying for days now, Coinbase plays a major role. He's the one who got me paying attention to it in the first place when Coinbase starts taking off. It often signals what's coming for altcoins like Total 2 or Total 3. And guess what? That's exactly what's been happening. Since June 17th, Coinbase has absolutely taken off. It's been a true breakout, the kind of move that screams momentum. This could be the first time in history where altcoins don't eventually follow suit. But honestly, I just don't see that happening. It's way more likely that they do. And now with Bitcoin's correction behind us, how could you not feel bullish? Thinking otherwise just doesn't make sense. So just a quick note, he put out a video this afternoon, and as always, it was excellent. I wanted to share something he mentioned that's worth pointing out. We're still waiting on some movement. Specifically, the Russell 2000, which tracks small cap stocks, hasn't broken out yet. For those who don't know, there are ETFs that follow the Russell 2000, making it super easy for regular investors like us to get exposure to small cap stocks. But for now, we're keeping an eye on it. Fingers crossed for some action soon. The crypto market looks like it's gearing up for a big move, but according to him, we're still waiting for that spark to ignite things. He's not making any predictions about timing. He's been clear about this before. No analyst can consistently predict market timing perfectly. Why? Even if you can spot a chart pattern, there's no way to know exactly if things will speed up, slow down, or take a different turn altogether. That said, he's pretty confident we won't be waiting too long. Everything is lined up so perfectly with so much coming together that he believes it's more likely to happen sooner rather than later. Here's an update from Charting Guy on the XRP 2017 fractal. 7 months in, and it's still perfectly on track. Did anyone else predict this much sideways movement for so long? Or was everyone just shouting $10 tomorrow the whole time? Let's be real. Some folks have been yelling, it's going up right now, no matter what XRP was doing. Not me, though. I've always admitted, I don't know exactly when something's going to break. That's not really my thing anyway. I'm not a chart guy myself, but I'm right here in the trenches with you all. I love following this stuff, and with serious skin in the game, my interest is definitely high. Ever since it broke out and hit the all-time high, I've been saying, look at the last 2 cycles. XRP has this pattern where it makes a big pump, then chills out for about half a year, only to take off on another major run before wrapping up its cycle. We saw this happen in 2021, and the same thing played out in the 2017, 2018 cycle. So honestly, it's not all that surprising. What's exciting, though, is how well it's positioned right now. Just as altcoins are gearing up to take off. That's why I'm so excited about it. Check out this post from chart analyst X Punky. Come July, we shall fly. Exciting, right? And it's not just him. Plenty of analysts are jumping on the bandwagon, predicting a big breakout in July. Now, let's be real. No one can perfectly predict market timing every time, but there's definitely a case to be made when you look at past trends. Historically, we've seen some pretty hot summers in the 4th year of market cycles. Remember 2021? That wasn't a boring summer at all. Same thing happened in 2017 and 2013. Here's the thing. This is just one reason to pay attention. Analysts are seeing all kinds of patterns in the charts right now, even if we can't predict exactly when something's going to take off. The key takeaway is that we're in that window of time where it's likely to happen. Whether it's today, tomorrow, next month, who knows? But we're in the moment. Any day you wake up, it could be the day things start moving. Take this chart as an example. For XRP, we're looking at a potential jump to about $8.50 by July. And moves like this, they've happened before just as quickly, those massive percentage gains and the second pump in a cycle for XRP. They've been known to come out of nowhere. It's tough not knowing for sure when or how it'll happen. It can drive you a little crazy wondering if it ever will, but then it just happens. Check out this update from chart analyst Jason Marks. Back on June 11th, he shared that XRP had established support and predicted the next big push could hit $9.63. A massive 305% bullish move. Exciting, right? Well, just this afternoon, Jason shared another update, and he's just as optimistic. He noted that XRP is in mid-run form, has already broken out, and recently went through a small but healthy correction. Things are looking solid for XRP. The next big level is just around the corner at $9.60 plus, with an incredible 333% move. That lines up with what so many analysts have been saying. Take chart analyst Credible Crypto, for example. He's been predicting a jump past $8 in no time. But the recent rally from November through January was amazing, no doubt. XRP finally hit a new all-time high after over 7 years. How awesome is that? But here's the exciting part. The next move could completely overshadow that. Historically, the second pump delivers an even bigger dollar increase. So get ready, folks. This is shaping up to be one thrilling ride. Check out this update from chart analyst Staffas Crypto. XRP looks like it's gearing up for a big breakout. Don't sleep on this one. He's predicting XRP could hit above $8 as early as July. Plenty of analysts seem to agree this could be the way things go. Here's an update from chart analyst Casey Trades. Let's talk about the moment of truth for XRP. First off, don't worry. This was posted earlier today. And if you remember, yesterday I mentioned there was no need to panic. XRP has been going through a clean, controlled pullback. And so far, everything is playing out perfectly. After the first dip to $2.10, XRP bounced back just as expected, hitting $2.14, which was a critical resistance level, and the 382 retracement. This was the perfect target for wave 4, and now we're moving into the final wave down to the $2.07 confluence zone. That's the final low we're looking for. Why $2.07? Because this level is packed with significance. It's the golden 618 retracement of the full move up, the 1-to-1 extension for wave C, and the 618 extension of the fifth subwave of C. When multiple Fibonacci levels line up, the algorithms take notice. That's often where markets make their move. Add to that some bullish diversions on the RSI across several timeframes, and the selling pressure is clearly losing steam. This isn't a breakdown, it's a healthy correction into major support levels. Smart money is stepping in here, positioning for the next big move. Honestly, this lines up with what I've been saying for months, basically for about half a year now. Let's see where it goes from here. After XRP hit its all-time high of $3.40, it's been all about smart money stepping in and realizing this thing still has a lot of potential. Sure, they probably wish they'd jumped on board sooner, but hey, better late than never. The point is, they see that XRP's journey isn't over yet, and here's the exciting part. According to her, we're getting close to the moment when XRP hits its final low and starts a strong move back up, potentially heading towards $2.25 and eventually $2.69. Here's a great post from Mikey Bull Crypto at Chart Handle that might give you some extra confidence. We're talking about Ethereum, though even if you don't hold any, that's totally fine. Maybe it's not your thing, and that's cool. But here's the deal. Ethereum has historically been the one to kick off alt season, and let me tell you, it's far from dead. I've been saying it for months, and it couldn't be more obvious. In fact, the smart money has been quietly accumulating. Just wait until it takes off. Even if it starts gaining ground on XRP, I don't think that'll last long. XRP will be coming for it soon enough. We wouldn't be shocked if XRP manages to reclaim that number 2 spot, even if it's just for a little while. And hey, if Ethereum actually hits $10,000, like so many folks are predicting, that would mean XRP's market cap, if it takes the number 2 spot, would translate to around $20 a token. Sounds wild, right? But honestly, it's not impossible. Will it happen? Who knows? But it's definitely not out of the realm of possibility. Oh, and check this out. Ethereum whales are apparently making their biggest moves in this cycle, accumulating more than ever before. Probably nothing, right? Here's the kicker. This was all happening during a time when Ethereum was supposedly dead. So what did the whales do as the price dropped? They bought more. Classic move, my friends. Classic. Here's an update from X4's Global Bitcoin Dominance. It's time to take another look at Bitcoin dominance. Things are getting interesting. We're nearing a critical tipping point with signs of overlap and exhaustion starting to show. It feels like the moment is coming when the Band-Aid finally gets ripped off. Historically, this is what we've seen. Bitcoin dominance hits a peak, breaks down, and paves the way for altcoins to take off. Right now, there's so much supporting this possibility, And while I've already shared a lot of the details, the bottom line is clear. It wouldn't be surprising to see alts finally explode to the upside. Meet chart analyst Mustache. He's got his eye on Bitcoin dominance and is sharing some interesting insights with us. According to him, Bitcoin dominance has been stuck in an ascending channel for over 2 years now, but it's only a matter of time before it breaks to the downside. When that happens, hold on tight because altcoins could skyrocket to levels we've never seen before. Exciting stuff, right? Historically, this has always been the pattern. While Bitcoin's price might still climb higher, possibly in one final parabolic surge, its dominance is likely to drop. And when that happens, altcoins are expected to soar. That's when this cycle will finally wrap up. Check out this post from Crypto Wizards. It's about the Bitcoin USD chart, and things are getting exciting. The next big move is brewing, and the most intense and euphoric wave is still ahead. Whales are quietly buying everything, and Bitcoin is gearing up for price discovery once it breaks $110,500. After that, $120,000 is almost inevitable. Exciting times ahead. Just wait and see. And you know what? I'm totally fine with waiting. I've mastered the art of doing nothing. Once I buy something, I hold on to it like my life depends on it. Probably more stubborn than anyone else in the crypto space. Honestly, I'm happy sitting still. It turns out that doing nothing is harder than it sounds for most people. When the markets are shaky, people feel like they have to tweet something. Panic sets in. Oh no, things are falling apart. I need to change my strategy. But all that tinkering can cause more harm than good. Me, I just hold steady, avoiding the chaos. Sometimes doing nothing really is the best move. At some point, I'll probably sell one day. But for now, I'm holding tight. And honestly, I think the big move is coming soon. Chart analyst Jelly is pretty confident about it too. He says Bitcoin is gearing up for a major breakout. Right now, we're seeing pressure building inside this bullish pennant sitting just below all-time highs. If it breaks out, we could be looking at a target of $150,000. Now, if Bitcoin does hit $150,000, and that doesn't sound far-fetched to me, how could XRP not at least hit $10? Hard to imagine it wouldn't. So we'll see what happens, but I don't know how anyone couldn't feel optimistic here, especially if you're an XRP holder. Just a reminder, I'm not a financial advisor, so don't make any financial decisions based on what I say or write. Seriously, that would not be a good idea. Always do your own research. Thanks for watching. If you got value from this breakdown, drop a like, subscribe for real XRP updates, and don't forget to check out Bybit using my link below. You get a deposit bonus and it helps this channel grow. Win-win.